Hello all, welcome to my channel. I'm Raju Pujala. In this video, let's talk about the strings. So we already have covered what is a string and how it looks like. Anything that goes within the quotes or double quotes or single quote, it's a string. So in this video, let's specifically talk about different functionalities of the string, like how we can add two columns into one column by using the concat function, or how we can split the data, and how we can find the length of a string, and how we can convert a string from uppercase to lowercase, or camel case to any lowercase, or lowercase or uppercase into uppercase, and how we can remove the special characters by using the trim, and also how we can deal with the substrings. Substring is nothing but if we have a full name and if you would like to have only few characters out of that name or any word, so in those case we use the substring. And replace, if there is a word and you would like to replace that word, so we use the replace function. Let's quickly go ahead and let's see how we can deal with the strings. I'm taking a new tab over here, and in this new tab I'm going to write a few things. So select, let's assume that Raju as name, Pujala as surname, okay, union all. Select Mahesh Chavardam, union all. Select Sai Charity. Okay, so I'm creating a temporary view. Instead of writing this query again and again, I'm creating this. I'm using the common table expression CTEs. So here, with clause is a CT, common table view expression. Now, if I do select star from data, so what I will get, it returns all the data over here, which is like kind of good. Let's see. So for example, let's call the individual columns name comma sun. Basically both are same, whether you call hashtag or like you type all the columns over here. And if in case if you would like to concat both these into a single column like a full name, we can do something like concat name. So when concatenating, when adding to, when joining two columns together, if in case if you would like to space pass a space, so space and surname as full name, right? Let's do that. Cool. Now you can see the full name Raju Pujala Mahesh and everything. If in case if you have any duplicates, you can pass by group by 1 comma 2 comma 3, because we have three columns now. It helps us if there are any duplicates over here, it deletes the duplicates values as well. So this is how we can use the concat function. Let's see how we can split the data. Okay. Mm, okay. Now we're talking about the split function. So let's assume that I have, I have three values. So I'm going to use like split apple, banana, cherry, and I want to split as the delimiter is like a split by comma, right? As fruits. Let's see how it works. Once I execute this function, I'm sorry. So assume that you have a word something like this: apple, comma, banana, comma, cherry, and if you would like to split the data into based on the column, based on a delimiter, like something like let's say like comma, because we have commas over here. And now if we run this one, it will split into three values. And again, so whatever whenever you use a split, the output it returns in an array, so something like this. And now you can't see those brackets over here, right? So this is one of the disadvantages over here in the BigQuery, that you can't understand by looking at the data. You can't understand like this is array or not an array, but ideally how it looks like this: apple, banana, cherry. Okay, so now what we will do, we will write it again. So we will take one more, select um, select in as country, and so just assume that I have states. Okay, something called um, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Okay, let's assume that we have three states as states. So if you look at this data now, so we have the country, and in the states we have three states. Okay, and now let's assume that you want to split these three each one into multiple rows. I mean, not multiple rows, into an array of rows. So how we can do? You can add something called split here, and then let's run this one. Okay, now you can see the country is IN, but the states are Telangana, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu, and these all of them they are for the country IN. If in case if you want to see this data clearly, let's export the data. There is an option called Save Results. You can easily save the data into BigQuery, another BigQuery table, or Google Sheets. For now, let's do a Google Sheets. Okay, saving to Sheets. You can see over here, and let's click on Open. Okay, now you can see how the data is saved. So we have converted a string into an array by using the split. So now why we have to convert into an array? So basically when you have the data in arrays, actually the kind of execution speed is more faster than the normal strings. So if you have like, for example, if you have a person, okay, for example, person and details, for something like person name is Rajiv, and you want to have like age as one column, and then surname as one other column, and country where he's staying, state, city. So now if you look at the person details, so basically you're going to create multiple columns, and instead of having all this data into one, so basically you can have like age, surname, country, state, city, something like this one, everything in one array. So basically it's very easy to have all the data inside one array, and also it's very easy to go ahead and to call whatever the field you want. For example, if you want to see the surname, then you can just call the surname from the array, right? I mean, just do remember the split function. It is like really very handy whenever you're going to you're dealing with large data sets. And now let's talk about length. Okay, if I have a name, or if I have something called United States of America as country. Now if you would like to I mean, let's do this one. Let's create a common table expression data as, right, over here, and select star from data. And now if you execute this one, so it will return the country name, right? If in case if you would like to see how many what is the length of this one, so you can simply mention like select star comma length of country as length, something length, something like that. And when you click on run, so there it go, it returns you how many characters are there in this country name. So it's as easy as it looks like. And now let's talk about lowercase and uppercase. Okay, so let's see, select Rajiv Pujala as name, right? If I execute this one, it will generate this one. And the same name, if in case if you want in the lowercase or uppercase, for example, lower of Rajiv Pujala as lower case name. So now if I run this one, you can see it's everything is small letter. And if in case if you want it in the bigger uppercase, upper of Rajiv Pujala as uppercase name, and if you run this one, you can see the same name in the uppercase letters. So I mean, why you have to convert a lowercase or uppercase? So for example, in I mean, SQL is a case sensitive. So what exactly does mean like case sensitive? So for SQL, RAGIV, okay, and then RAGIV, both are not equal, both are different. So if you're like matching the data in the within the two tables or two columns, so what you have to do, you have to ensure that I mean both of them in a one case. So we don't know, right? I mean, when we're talking about million rows of records, we really can't check whether all the alphabets are in the same case or not. So in those cases, what we can do, lower of um, Rajiv, okay, and then we'll convert this lower of everything, all the columns. Rajiv. So something like this, and then so basically the output of first one is Rajiv, and the output of this one is Raj. So this is how we have to use the lower and upper case, especially when you're comparing the data, and also when you're doing the joins as well, which is something I'm going to cover in the upcoming videos. You have to apply this case sensitive method. Okay, let's talk about the trim. What exactly is the trim? Right, interesting. So trim is nothing but any special characters. For example, if you go back into Excel, so for example, let it like country. So for example, India and country one and country two, and let's assume that India with a space, with an extra space over here. And now, if we equal to this one, both of them they are not same because India has one special character at the end, empty space, whereas country one it has no space. So basically, what you have to do, you have to trim the data. Okay, so how you can do in the Google Sheets or Excel is equal to trim off, clean off. Can you also use clean? So like this one. So once after you clean the data, so for example, let's see the length of above one, 5. This is 6 because it has extra character, and this is 5. So you have to use a trim operation to clean the special characters. Like that, we can use the trim. So for example, select okay with the data as okay, select India as country, okay, and union all. Select, you can see as country. Okay, so we have two. I mean, you can also mention the country. So now when I call this one, so basically what it is going to return is that so India and India, and by just by looking at it, I mean we can't tell whether there are any special characters or not. So if you want to see, so for example, country, comma, length of country as lengthy, less length. So when I run this one, did you mean sorry, length of country? Okay, when I run this one, you can see the first one it has 5 characters and the second one is 7 characters. So what you have to do in those cases, you have to clean this one, the country. How you can clean? Trim off, it's always handy, do remember this one, trim of country as country. Now once you trim the data, once you click on run, now you can see both has, I mean the special characters are removed. So trim is very handy, especially when you're dealing with the strings. So whenever you are writing any operation with the strings, I always recommend that, I always prefer personally to use the trim before the strings, which helps me to think that there will be no special spaces at the beginning or at the end, and I really don't have to worry about the spaces. And now let's talk about the substrings. What is this substring? So we can call like substring. Okay, so for example, I have a name called select hello world. Or this is one of the common examples, right? Let's run this one. Okay, and so as name. Okay, now I only want the first 5 characters out of this from this string. How I can achieve this one? So I can achieve by writing something called substring. Substring. So what is the value? Hello world. And how many I want it starting from one, position one. So the position one, and I want 0. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want 5 as substring. Okay, when I run this one, I'll get something called hello. Right. For example, if I want, if I have, there is a name called United States of America. If I want the United, so 1 comma 6. Okay, so this is how you get. Or else, if in case if you want only America, so this is 6 7 7 plus 6 13 14, 14 plus 2 16 17, right? So 17 comma 7. If I do something like this, it will return the word America. Okay, maybe 8. So this is how you can use the substrings to return a specific value from a word. Cool. And let's the last one, which is not the least. Let's talk about replay. So this is like very handy and very useful when you're dealing with strings. Okay. Let's see. You have a name called um, United States of America, and let's assume that America is spelled as like I mean, small letters instead of capital A, as country. I mean, let's take a temporary view with data as. Okay, select star from data. Now this is cool. Let's run this one, and we have this one. Now, I you want if you want this small America should be replaced with capital A. For the America, what we can do, so we can mention like replace country. Which word I would like to replace? America. And what is the word? America. Let's run this one. Now you can see, okay, this is like as country. Let's run this one. And now you can see it is replaced with capital A. So this is how you can effectively use all the string functions when you're dealing with the strings data. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you happy. I wish you happy good learning. And if you have any questions or concerns or queries, please feel free to drop a message with the comments, or else I'm dropping my email address in the description. Please do please drop an email. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.